Speaking of cold in New York, how about these fucking Jewish folks?
What, the tunnel they were making under? Well, I'm reading about that. I don't even know what it means. Why would they hire people to dig a hole?
I don't know exactly what's happening. All I know is very short clips that I found on the internet. But the funniest thing is this one guy on Twitter that was saying a while back, I live on a ground floor apartment and I hear Jews underneath me. And everybody's like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, that's anti-Semitic.
Exactly. And now he's like, I told you I wasn't crazy. But this guy's just...
But what are they doing? Like, I heard that they hired people to build like this tunnel, and they were hanging out, and like the people would live there for like 3 weeks. These like migrant workers were just digging this tunnel, and they stayed there for 3 weeks. But what's the purpose of it?
I have no idea. I don't know anything. I just know that there's tunnels, and that there's this one video of this guy coming out of the sewer. So he lifts a manhole cover, comes out of the sewer, and then he's fucking wandering around, this Hasidic Jewish guy. And everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing down there?
Yeah, that's really bizarre. They wouldn't come out, too. The cops had to get them out. Like, they were like, we don't want to come out. And they were like charged with disorderly conduct. I don't know. The whole fucking world is just weird.
What do you know about this, Jamie? Anything?
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
The best I've gotten is that they started making them during COVID. But that, like, it makes sense. But it also, when you see the tunnels, you're like, no way. That's not... They didn't do that in 2 years or a year or 6 months, whatever it was.
They weren't exactly nice tunnels either. They were just kind of shitty, rudimentary, basic holes.
Right,
like, were they doomsdayers? Is that what they thought the world was going to end?
Wait a minute. The tunnels are so big that you don't think they could make them in 2 years? Is that what you're saying?
Some of them look big. It's
really?
Like, how do you? I mean, some of them are saying they're going to multiple different buildings. It's like a series of tunnels. It's not just a tunnel.
Let's look into this.
They're still looking into it. I don't know, like that.
When
There's
did
been a
it
mapping
discover
of
it?
it yet.
Was it yesterday?
It's only been discovered a couple years ago. I forget how.
A couple years ago?
Days ago.
Days ago.
I forget even how they discovered it. I think they were looking.
It's probably that guy complaining. He probably heard something, and then maybe they saw somebody come out of the manhole cover, and somebody put two and two together.
I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, it's strange.
But it's very bizarre. And then, of course, there's conspiracy theories, and what are they doing down there, and evil theories.
They immediately want to pour concrete in it, which makes sense because it's probably not safe. It's not supporting the weight of of all the buildings above it.
Yeah, you don't think of that when you move into an apartment building that some asshole might build a tunnel underneath and collapse the building on you.
Imagine if you're on the ground floor and you're like, why does my floor have so much give?
Yeah. These assholes are building a sinkhole under my house. Yeah, I don't, but it's funny how, like, things are so crazy. Like, you read about something like that, and it doesn't even stand out that much. Like, we talk about it now, and then tomorrow will be some other weird shit.
Right.
Like, every day it's something weird. It's something crazy.
Yeah. It's way more than ever before.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jamie?
So here's what the New York News was saying. Like, it happened on Monday afternoon, I guess, so it's very new.
Something about tunneling.
Yeah.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah,
like,
that's such a commitment.
Yeah.
Right,
Isn't it interesting, like, if you build on top of a building, it's no big deal. But you go under the building, like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you're really destabilizing
You're in a
that thing.
tunnel. For several hours, police pleaded with the young men to leave the entrance to the tunnel, according to the witnesses. After they refused, the officers covered the area with a wire curtain and entered the dusty crevasse with zip ties to detain the protesters. When they took the first person out with zip ties, that's when the outburst happened. Baruch Dahan, a 21-year-old study of the synagogue who videotaped the congregants fighting. Almost everyone was against what they did, but as soon as people saw the handcuffs, there was confusion and pushing. Footage posted to social media shows scores of onlookers, mostly young men, jeering at the NYPD's community affairs officers. Some lifted wooden desks into the air, sending prayer books scattering. In response, the officer appeared to deploy an irritating spray to disperse the group. So how did they find out about this?
I don't know, but even after hearing that, I still know nothing about what they were doing or why.
I think they're just starting to try to figure it out. So scroll down a little more.
Well, it didn't have a good explanation on what the initial call was for it. I was going to switch to a different article.
And why are they being called protesters? Like, what were they protesting? If you're just sitting in a tunnel, is that actually a protest?
Everyone's a protester,
Yeah.
and everyone's an activist.
Yeah.
Officials and locals said young men in the community recently built the passage to the sanctuary in secret. When the group's leaders tried to seal it off on Monday, they staged a protest that turned violent as police moved in to make arrests.
How long does it take to make a tunnel?
I'm assuming a couple years if it went that far.
You find a different
It all depends entirely on what's down there already.
Were they putting dirt in their pockets like fucking Shawshank? That's what they said they were doing. They had like dirt in their pockets.
I saw that as a joke. I don't know if it was real.
Oh, boy.
What an asshole endeavor.
What a rough time for the Jews.
It is, yeah. This